I want to start out with the ITC has estimated that these three trade agreements will increase exports by at least $13 billion, which is certainly a good thing for us. And Chairman Camp, in his opening remarks, reported that there could be an estimated 250,000 U.S. jobs that would be created. And so we know that the benefits of these trade agreements are long-lasting. In fact, since 2000, when U.S. exports to countries with trade agreements have grown 2 times as fast as our worldwide exports. And so obviously jobs are the important issue right now, and we are very focused on that. But I do want to turn our attention to something else, because there are also tremendous benefits to our consumers and also our producers from lowering these tariffs. Tariffs are a tax on the U.S. consumers and the producers, so removing tariffs, as these agreements do, certainly will benefit both our consumers by lowering the price of goods that they buy. This is particularly important, especially in this difficult economic time where the cost of things have continued to rise. In fact, trade has lowered prices and increased the purchasing power of the average American family of 4 by $10,000. And so I want to direct this question to both of you. If you could help us, and I know that people watch the testimony in this committee, to help others that are watching as well as myself understand, in particular in this bill, what tariffs, can you talk about the reducing of the tariffs on imports in this bill? So, Ms. Ellert, if we can start with you, and then Mr. Riff, if you could follow up, that would be great.
Thank you for your question, Ms. Black. To answer it, 80% of South Korea's tariff lines would become immediately zero upon full implementation when the entry into force takes effect. And 92% of South Korea's tariff lines would be zero within 5 years, and virtually all would be zero within 10 years. So there is an immediate benefit, and the duties are reduced, as you described, for the benefit of U.S. consumers.
And so with that, we can say then the correlation would be that the cost of the products would also be less for the people here in the United States, making the value of their dollar even greater.
Yes, because already South Korea has tremendous access into the U.S. market because many of the U.S. duties are already so low. But this would remove remaining tariffs quickly and achieve a level playing field, whereas U.S. exporters can sell into South Korea without having to pay duties, and at the same time, U.S. consumers and manufacturers who manufacture downstream using imported products can have access to those inputs more cheaply, making them more competitive.
Mr. Reif, would you like to follow up on that?
Congresswoman, thank you. Just let me add one thing to that, which is that the United States gains disproportionately out of the agreement because currently South Korea's average industrial tariff is more than twice as much as ours. I believe it's 6.6%. Ours is only 3.2%. And similarly, in the agricultural area, the difference is even more pronounced. South Korean average tariffs are 54%, ours are 9%. So as we draw down these tariffs, our producers and exporters, our farmers, and our businesses and businessmen and women and workers are gaining a disproportionate benefit out of these tariff reductions.
Well, thank you for that. And I know that a big part of what we're talking about now, and it's so important that we talk about jobs, because jobs are the #1 issue for the American people. But I think also in this, it's good to highlight the fact that the American people are also going to benefit by the cost of goods. And economically right now, with people not having maybe a full-time employment or a decrease in what their income is, we've got to also talk about how this is going to benefit every American with the cost of the goods that they're purchasing and put more dollars in their pocket. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back my time.
Mr. Brady.